Live from KSAT 12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
If I can help somebody get out of their situation, I'm willing to tell my story.
A domestic violence survivor digging deep into her past to show the importance of speaking up and telling the truth even when it's hard.
She sat down with Courtney Friedman in one of these. SAPD's brand new safe rooms designed to make speaking up far easier. It's part of Courtney's series, Confronting Domestic Violence, Loving in Fear.
It all started with control. Don't wear this, don't wear that. Towards the end, it got physical. I just couldn't hide it anymore, and I couldn't do it no more.
This survivor who didn't want to be identified bravely made it out of 2 abusive marriages in a row. 2 decades later, she wants victims to take the early steps she didn't.
I actually didn't call the police just for pure fact of embarrassment. You don't want people to think, well, are you dumb? Like, why'd you last so long? Like, why'd you stay there for so long?
When an abuse survivor comes here to the police substation to give crucial information, they're usually doing that interview in a small office or even here in the lobby. But now, these safe rooms are offering privacy and comfort.
2 months ago, SAPD unveiled one in every substation as part of Metro Health's trauma-informed care.
That means we are being more sensitive to the way people experience being victim of a crime and communicating with law enforcement, communicating with an advocate.
Metro Health Administrator Erica Haller-Stevenson says all those conversations now happen in these rooms.
That helps the victim provide better statements, they feel more at ease, and providing more details about what happened.
SAPD Detective Beto Carrillo does those interviews every day and is already seeing a huge difference for entire families.
A lot of people don't think about the kids in these situations. While mom and dad are here talking to police, they are now able to be distracted, sit at a table their size, color something, hug a stuffed animal, or even read one of these many books.
My daughter was here, there's something to occupy her, and which would let me be more truthful with what's happening to me.
Even when that truth is painful, she hopes the safe rooms will help survivors find peace and support.
Don't give up. The help is there. You just have to reach out to it.
Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
The help is absolutely there. If you or someone you know is struggling in an abusive relationship, we have a long list of resources that can do just that, that can help. One of those is Family Violence Prevention Services, which runs the shelter. The number to call is 210-733-8810. You can also head to ksat.com/domestic violence for many more resources, as well as explainers on what domestic violence entails and how it builds gradually.
Get the help if you need it. Now to the latest on the bipartisan border bill. Tonight, Senate Republicans threatening to block the legislation they helped negotiate. The bill includes $20 billion for border security, as well as $60 billion for Ukraine, another $14 billion for Israel. But now the bill is on the brink of collapse. House Speaker Mike Johnson declaring it dead on arrival in the House. President Joe Biden criticizing those opposing this border bill.
They sent us a supplemental funding proposal that has immigration reform, but not real border security reform.
All indications are this bill won't even move forward to the Senate floor. Why? A simple reason: Donald Trump.
A vote on the bill originally scheduled to happen tomorrow, but now that may be blocked or delayed.
Tonight, a man on trial for intoxication manslaughter has been found guilty. The jury came back with that verdict for Fabian Lopez after about 4 hours of deliberations today. Lopez was on trial for killing 27-year-old Robert Gutierrez in a drunk driving crash in 2022. The punishment phase in this trial started today, will continue tomorrow morning. Lopez faces anywhere between 2 and 20 years in prison.
And tonight, San Antonio police searching for the person who shot 2 men leaving a gas station on the north side. The shooting happened late last night at a Valero on Blanco and West Hildebrand. According to officers, the 2 men were driving away when someone shot the driver and the passenger. The victims were taken to the hospital. Still no word on their conditions tonight. By the way, this is an ongoing investigation.
A homemade wood-burning sauna apparently started a house fire on the northeast side this morning. It happened around 1 a.m. on Castle Throne Drive near Eisenhower and Loop 410. Someone left that sauna on, and the fire then quickly spread to the home's attic and the living room. Everyone inside did make it out safely.
News around Texas now. Take a look at this. This is a fire truck that flipped over this morning in Fort Worth. The crew on its way to a fire call when the truck crashed. All 4 firefighters taken to a hospital, one of them in critical condition. Not clear what actually led up to this fire truck accident. A rotten problem that began on a local highway early this morning continued into the late afternoon. As a matter of fact, it was still happening at 5 o'clock. I'm guessing I-35 is still a mess at this hour. We're talking about I-35 just south of Ridman Road. It was down to 1 lane about an hour ago.
And this all started with a crash involving an 18-wheeler overnight. But as Katrina Weber tells us, it's what was inside that big rig that was causing the real traffic troubles.
Video from TransGuide cameras overnight only hinted at what would become an hours-long headache. A big rig caused this big problem for drivers northbound on Interstate 35 after it crashed into the back end of a road-sweeping convoy just south of Ridman before 1 this morning. San Antonio police say both drivers escaped serious injury, but for others later on, there was no escaping the trouble it caused.
I was coming to work. I work down the street over here. And I've been stuck for a while.
John Martinez had to take a breather after 45 minutes in the backup that continued hours after the crash.
I finally got out and I came over here, put gas. I'm already late.
Police say as crews had tried to move the wrecked big rig, another problem opened up, namely the trailer, spilling its haul of hazardous vegetables all over the highway. Being stuck in traffic for that long is enough to bug any driver, but it seems there was something even more of a pest involved here. According to police, the load that spilled were vegetables that contained insect larvae. The load, police say, was under quarantine when it ended up on the road. A hazmat team had to come in to pick it up. Martinez, meanwhile, tried to make up for lost time at work.
Yeah, I already called him. I was going to be a little bit late.
On this morning, it seems he wasn't the only one. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
So let's take a look at that area where all this trouble was earlier to get an update on things now. I-35 at Space Center, you can see 1 lane is open. This has been a mess that has lasted all day long, so it's certainly something still affecting traffic. I-35 at 6 o'clock is at a crawl anyway, but 1 lane because of all those rotten veggies.
Rotten veggies.
Yuck.
All right, let's go live cam right now. 65 degrees out there. And, I guess if you have to be stuck in a traffic snarl, at least the good news is the weather's nice.
Yeah, you got a nice sunset.
Don't really need the AC or the heat. Yeah.
No, these are the beautiful, they're economical days, right? You don't need the heat. You don't need the AC. Why did the camera just spin?
I don't know.
It was such a nice sunset, and I had a time lapse going on, and I was hoping to share that with you later.
Aww.
Sad weather, man.
Who did it?
Who did it? It's okay. I forgive you. I forgive you. 41 this morning, 68 for the high temperature. Look at that nice temperature spread that we had. It's a nice time of year with that dry air where we get that big temperature range from the morning low to the afternoon high. Notice at 10 o'clock we drop down to 56. At midnight we're down to 52 degrees. Another coolish start to the day tomorrow, but a comfortable afternoon. And then we have some fog to talk about that could have impact a few morning commutes and an update on Saturday's rain chances in a bit.
Thanks, Adam. You might have seen this on KSAT.com. In case you haven't, another big name coming to San Antonio. Stevie Nicks will perform at the Frost Bank Center on May 18th. Rolling Stone named her one of the 100 greatest songwriters of all time and one of the 100 greatest singers of all time. Just scan this QR code on your screen and you can see everything you need to know, including when you can start buying tickets to Stevie Nicks.
Somebody let Sarah Spivey know.
Yeah.
One of the most popular Fiesta events has unveiled not 1, but 2 medals for the 2024 Fiesta season. We're talking NIOSA here. One of the medals features a sun, and the other incorporates that popular NIOSA souvenir, a beer cup. Right now on KSAT.com, we have a list of places where you can buy the medals. Scan the QR code you see here to take you there. Proceeds go to support the Conservation Society of San Antonio. And NIOSA, by the way, starts on April 23rd.
By the way, you can link all those beer cup
Oh, yeah, you can
things
connect
together.
them one year after the other.
Yes. Yeah. All right, later this week on the news at 6, Doc Talk. It's our series featuring your medical questions. So tell us what you want to know. Ask any medical question about any subject. Just scan the QR code. Local doctors will be here to answer your questions. KSAT 12's Doc Talk airs Thursdays right here at 6:30.
He was bonded out of jail by the Texas Organizing Project in a family violence case, only to then be accused of the following year of killing 6 people, including his own parents. But supporters of TOP and its bail program say it's unfair to criticize the group's efforts to free defendants awaiting trial, such as Shane James. Even as records gathered by KSAT Investigates show a larger problem potentially. We're going to have that story coming up.
A bail funding organization is not really, especially something that happened years ago or a year ago, can't really be held responsible for somebody's future actions.
In just a few minutes, a closer look at the impact of the Right to Justice program and how often defendants end up back in jail after getting a second chance at freedom.
Up next, an iconic theater in San Antonio getting a new life just in time for a new show. An inside look at the renovations at the Bijou Theater after the break. Here's a look at what's coming your way on the Night Beat. She should be celebrating her son's 25th birthday this year. Instead, David Molak's mother continues to fight for change after her son took his own life when he was a teenager. It was as a result of cyberbullying. Tonight on the Night Beat, the latest push for legislation that could help prevent online abuse. For so many families in and around Bexar County, the Bijou Theater is a staple of their upbringing. Many call it an iconic memory that will never fade.
Tonight, Max Massey gives us an exclusive first look at the new facility as the Bijou is being reborn into the Wonder Theater.
All about creating new memories, and we're excited. It's no longer a movie theater, but we're going to be entertaining Bexar County in a different way.
Chris Rodriguez is the executive and artistic director of the Wonder Theater.
We are going to be here for at least 10 years, but I want to be here for the next 100 years.
He tells me he has fond memories of the Bijou, and now he wants to help families across our community make their own memories here. So naturally, we took to the stage.
Auditorium will seat about 234. It's a little bit smaller than our old space, but the great thing is that we have more handicap accessible seating in the back of the auditorium as well as in the front.
On top of the various live performances planned, a big part of this rebirth, it's education, it's room for expansion, and it's helping the next generation.
Our educational program is really booming right now, so we needed more space, and this new home gives us plenty of opportunity for growth over the next few years. We have 3 brand new classrooms. We have a dance studio, an acting room, and a music room.
And this is just the start.
We're always going to be adding stuff.
As for Chris and the Wonder Theater, this is about inclusion, creativity, and the future of our arts.
We want to create another opportunity for those students who love the arts, who aren't given that opportunity. They can come to Wonder Theater and get that education and experience here.
Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
And if you want to join up, registration for the youth programs is open right now. The first performance for the new stage set for March 8th. We have all the information right now. Just head to KSAT.com.
SeaWorld San Antonio and Aquatica are hosting a job fair this week to hire hundreds of full-time and part-time positions. That job fair is taking place from 3 to 7 p.m. both Thursday and Friday, and from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. It's happening at the SeaWorld Human Resources Center on Military Drive West. The company's hiring for zoological and education positions, lifeguards, park operations, food service, entertainment, general services, whole lot more. Those interested are encouraged to apply ahead of the job fair on SeaWorld's website.
SeaWorld Aquatica, not Aquatica.
Not Aquatica.
Yeah, somebody did call it Aquatica once. That was funny. All right, let's check out the weather because, you know, you're thinking about Aquatica.
Yeah.
Water park.
Water, rain.
You know.
Not quite as hot as
not quite time for that, but it'll be here.
Oh, man.
It's a beautiful day to be outside, whatever you're doing.
And now, of course, every word I can possibly change, I'm thinking, all right, let's just change it and have fun with it. Oh, boy. Foggy and warmer mornings are on the way. We do have weekend rain chances, and a Sunday cold front will be affecting us in the longer range as we go into next week. Let's take a look at our reservoir levels, or lakes, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, I just updated this, and numbers really haven't changed much. We really haven't seen improvement from the recent rainfall. Yes, it's dented our drought, but we're still in desperate need of rain, especially Medina Lake Reservoir, Canyon Lake Reservoir. Canyon Lake just barely crept out of its lowest level ever. But we do have more rain chances coming down the pike. This 10% Thursday and Friday, that's basically a few sprinkles. Very light action with morning fog and drizzle. By Saturday, we're up to 40%. That's our most likely time to see some rain. Not exactly a big drought buster or a huge drought denter. Probably not having much of a change on the reservoir levels either. Sunday, a 30% chance. We're focusing on Saturday. That's our best shot. We have the beautiful sunset taking shape right now. I readjusted the camera, so I've got that time lapse going again, and I'll bring that to you by 6:45 as it'll be well below the horizon and the color should have come to an end at that point. But we can thank these nice high thin cirrus clouds coming in from the west. It's always good to have them up in the sky. And you may have seen a little halo around the sun today. That's caused by those cirrus clouds. And I'll talk more about that at 6:45. But I want to talk about our weather pattern. Focus on that Saturday rain chance. Just copious amounts of rain and moisture in the western U.S. Great for the ski resorts. We'll say that. I mean, they're measuring it in feet at some of those ski resorts. But this has been a problem for parts of Southern California with that atmospheric river that's finally coming to an end. Atmospheric river, mainly just a steady stream of moisture-laden air that turns into rain when it hits shore, because when it gets, the ocean's relatively, flat, right? Okay, relative to the ground. And once it hits the ground, it's forced to rise, especially when it hits the hills like around California. And that rise, that orographic lift just squeezes out all that moisture in the form of rain. Well, this dip in the upper level flow near Los Angeles, that's going to be pushing our way, and our pattern aloft is going to be riddled with little bits of energy and a little extra moisture later this week and into the weekend. So a fairly gray pattern is going to take shape. But the best chance for real rain, of course, as we were talking about, is Saturday. Here's the longer range futurecast. Once we get closer, we'll have our high resolution. But I do think the first part of the day is favored for the rain on Saturday opposed to later in the day. So probably morning to midday opposed to later on. And then Sunday, that slight chance. Oh, there's our live cam. This is going to be a good sunset. I'm excited for this one. Upload your photos to KSAT Connect. And it's comfortable outside to go look at that sunset. 62, dew point of 41. Dew point's near 40, so it feels pleasant outside. After our summer, we earned this feeling out there. This will be changing a bit. The wind is starting to shift out of the southeast coming off the Gulf of Mexico. That's going to bump our dewies up and increase the humidity in the air, which in turn will feel a little muggy and sticky by Friday, Saturday, but more importantly, will cause some foggy mornings. Tomorrow morning, temperatures in the mid-40s, some brief isolated fog, not a big deal. Then sunny in the afternoon at 70 degrees. That's 72 Castroville, 67 Bulverde and Comfort. Thursday morning, I think fog and drizzle could be more problematic for the morning commute and even potentially into Friday. So check back in for updates. That Sunday cold front drops temps a little bit next week, above freezing though, lows near 40.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, trade deadline just a few days away. Are the Spurs buyers, sellers, or stand patters?
I kind of feel like they might make a move.
All right.
And this is the time of the year when some vets like Doug McDermott, well, they turn their phone on because something might be happening. Plus, we're going to introduce you to more San Antonio High School basketball all-stars coming up.
It's hard to block out the noise. Obviously, I don't get on social media or any of that stuff, so I don't really hear much of it anyway. I just kind of put the one day of the year my phone's on ring is the trade deadline day, so otherwise it's on silent. So if I get a call, I know probably something happened.
The NBA trade deadline could be a trying time for vets like Doug McDermott in Big Board Sports. The Spurs are now in Miami to start the rodeo road trip tomorrow night. And as usual, this time in the NBA season is all about the trade deadline coming up this Thursday, 2 p.m. local time. The deadline is fast approaching, meaning the window for teams to make in-season moves is closing. Doug McDermott joined the Spurs via trade in 2021, and he's been traded more than once during his 9-year NBA career.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, everyone's a little anxious. Obviously, it's different here when we got a young team. A lot of these guys are draft picks and guys we're developing, so maybe a little bit less of that. But, for myself and some of the older guys, we've been through it so many times where we know that anything can happen. You know, obviously we like to stay here. It's a great spot to be, but we also know that they got to look out for the franchise, and if that means trading, I mean, it's just you can't control it.
Well, at least he understands, right? So the Spurs will play at the Heat tomorrow night at 6:30. It is time to talk high school basketball. KSAT 12 and San Antonio Sports have teamed up to bring you the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game. 120 of the top local high school seniors will show off their skills one more time right here on KSAT 12. And we recently held Media Day at the Alamo Dome. And right now, you're going to meet 6 of the young men and women who were selected to the Class 6A, 5A teams. They talked about being an all-star, the hard work that it takes, prepping and repping their school, and playing with and against the very best.
It feels good to be a part of this game. I'm really excited. Yeah, it's awesome to represent Reagan with all these schools here that you get to play against all the time. It's cool to represent.
I feel great just to be here, just be a part of something this big. A lot of hard work, just going in the gym early, staying after, getting up shots.
It feels great being selected to be a part of this. It feels great to be able to see how much I work to be able to play in a game like this.
It feels amazing. It's a great opportunity, and I'm thankful. It's going to be tough, I know that, but it's a challenge that I'm going to accept and take on, and hopefully I can do my best.
Good.
Just
excited. A lot of time on and off the court, just preparing mentally and playing and practicing and being with your team. It feels good. Finally get to put my hard work into the game. It was great.
And what's it going to be like for you to be out there on the court with all those wonderful players?
It's going to be hard, but I think I could do pretty good.
The San Antonio Sports Basketball All-Star Game is all set for March the 24th at Northside Sports Gym. The day will see 4 All-Star games to go along with the Skills Challenge and 3-point shooting contests. 4 games, 8 teams, 2 different divisions. For more information and to buy tickets, go to KSAT.com and click on the All-Star Basketball tab. Now you can watch all the games on KSAT 12, KSAT.com, and KSAT Plus.
I'm glad we're doing that.
I am too. It's going to be a lot of
somebody
fun.
was over here making Reagan,
Strike 'em, Rattlers.
I saw what was going on.
So
there.
much Reagan representation.
Look at that.
From a lot of local high schools. Love it. Thank you, Larry.
Got the Reagan pride.
All right, coming up after the break here, a man accused of killing 6 people, including his own parents, was bonded out of jail by the Texas Organizing Project in a family violence case. Coming up, KSAT investigates the impact of the Right to Justice program and how often defendants end up back in jail after getting a second chance at freedom.
The Texas Organizing Project, or TOPS, is at the center of controversy. This after a defendant bailed out of jail was later accused of killing his parents in Bexar County before murdering 4 more people and injuring 3 others in Austin. But a months-long probe by KSAT Investigates found issues with TOPS bail program. It doesn't just end with Shane James.
Nearly 30% of defendants bonded out by TOP were later taken back into custody in the same case. As our Dylan Collier reports, others were later charged with more serious crimes.
In October 2022, inside this souvenir shop at historic Market Square, security cameras were rolling when 3 men broke through a window in the middle of the night and stole more than $5,000 worth of jewelry.
It was no more than 2 minutes that were in here, they were out.
The business owner asked us to conceal his name and the name of his store, which has been in his family for nearly 5 decades.
Man, I totally felt violated on my rights of everything I work for hard, to accomplish and have and run this business.
San Antonio police were later able to identify one of the suspects as convicted felon Benjamin Sanchez Jr. The cross tattoo on his face and unique ears that protrude out to the sides of his head match the man in the red face covering in the video. But just 11 days after Sanchez was booked into jail, records show he was bailed out by the Texas Organizing Project. Months later, in April, Sanchez picked up new charges of burglary of vehicles and burglary of a habitation by force. Last summer, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison in the burglary of a habitation case.
I believe that they should not be bailing out dangerous people like that. This is not something that's, going to be accepted in society.
In past comments, TOP says its Right to Justice program counters a bail system that disproportionately targets low-income Black and Latino Texans. In the fall of 2021, the group celebrated passing the $1 million mark in bonds paid for defendants. A vast majority of those funds, more than $978,000, was distributed here in San Antonio.
Bexar County defendants in at least 196 cases have been bonded out by TOP since the Sheriff's Office began tracking these statistics in October 2022. KSAT Investigates found 29.6% of the time defendants in these same cases were taken back into custody, often for failing to make a court appearance. That figure jumps to nearly 40% when you toss out defendants set free within the last several months.
And Sanchez isn't the only one to pick up new charges. After Scott Buckholz was accused of pointing a gun at a family member, TOP bailed him out last June. Just a week later, a warrant was issued for his rearrest after he failed to show up to court. Buckholz was released again from jail in late July, once he served time in the gun case. But in September, was again arrested after Bexar County Sheriff's officials said he sprayed mace in the face of his own mother and a uniformed deputy during a dispute at a far northeast Bexar County home.
Can't really be held responsible for somebody's future actions.
San Antonio criminal defense attorney Shannon Locke applauds the efforts of the Texas Organizing Project, saying the group deserves credit for keeping some people from entering the margins of society.
It is incredibly difficult to figure out who's going to be a problem in the future and who's not. I don't think they should have stayed in jail. And I think that as a society, as a constitutional republic, as a free people, what we want to do is we want to give people the chance to see what happens next.
TOP posted bond for Shane James after he was arrested on 3 charges of misdemeanor family assault in early 2022. James cut off his ankle monitor a day after getting out of jail, and despite warrants being issued for his rearrest, remained free another 21 months before officials said he went on his multi-county murder spree. Sheriff's deputies could have taken James into custody in late August, just months before the killings, but chose not to during the mental health call in an effort to avoid what Sheriff Javier Salazar described as a possible violent confrontation. Locke said the incident illustrates a bigger public safety concern than defendants being bailed out, the issue of unresolved warrants.
There is, in my opinion, a real problem when people are involved in the criminal justice system and they don't know what's going to happen next.
After James's arrest in Austin on capital murder charges, TOP released a statement condemning the violence. Quote, "We must address both the immediate impact of this tragedy and the broader implications for our bail program." The group said it would conduct a comprehensive review of the program and its processes. TOP officials did not respond to multiple emails from KSAT seeking an on-camera interview for this story. Records confirm TOP twice bailed out Hussein Muhammad, who has racked up 7 criminal charges in Bexar County since the group originally posted bond for him in November 2022. They include a felony burglary case early last year, in which Muhammad was accused of damaging several windows, doors, and toilets in a residence, causing the home to flood. After prosecutors reduced the charge, Muhammad was arrested again, this time for theft, only to be bailed out by TOP last November. He has since been arrested 2 additional times. For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
TOP has previously said it has a thorough and rigorous screening process to determine who is eligible for bail, with a focus on misdemeanor offenses. KSAT Investigates found TOP that bailed out defendants in Bexar County charged with crimes including felony vehicle theft, felony failure to stop and render aid causing serious bodily injury or death, and felony family violence, choking.
Coming up next, the Stanley Cup craze continues to sweep social media, but now there are questions about the safety of these cups. We're going to get to the bottom of it after the break. There are definitely some people that are obsessed with those supersized Stanley cups that come in a rainbow of colors. Well, thanks to TikTokers, sales of these tumblers are soaring.
But now there are some questions about whether they contain lead. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz gets to the bottom of it.
The craze is as big as the cup. The Stanley Quencher is a must-have for millions, trending on TikTok, even getting spoofed on Saturday Night Live.
It's more than just a cup. It's a big cup.
But it wasn't funny when reports that the tumblers contain lead hit social media. So what's fact and what's hype? Lead poisoning prevention activist Tamara Rubin did some testing.
Using XRF technology, we discovered that the exposed sealing dot on the bottom of the Stanley tumblers was positive for a very high level of lead.
She's talking about the sealing dot. So if you have one of these Stanley tumblers, tip it over, and on the bottom you see here this nickel-sized button. Underneath that, that's where the leaded material is.
Countless consumers have contacted us and let us know that their little button of stainless steel with the logo has fallen off and that they were not aware that there was basically a hunk of bioavailable lead.
If children are exposed to lead, it can cause developmental problems and lead to a lower IQ. Stanley's website does disclose that its sealing material does include some lead and states, quote, "Rest assured that no lead is present on the surface of any Stanley product that comes into contact with the consumer, nor the contents," unquote. If you own one of these and the bottom button comes off, stop using it. You can contact the company for a replacement. You should also know Stanley's not alone. Consumer Reports says many similar products are made the same way, using lead solder. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
All right, so TikTokers came up with the whole Stanley Cup craze, right? That's where it started?
Well, I guess so. Social media has made them blow up, and there are wild accessories for the Stanley. I don't have one, but I'm glad she mentioned the part at the end that Stanley's not alone.
Right.
Because I've got a lot of other, Yeti types or Yeti knockoffs, other stainless steel type cups, and wondered that. Well, is it just Stanley, or do those others have?
What are some of the accessories that you get with the Stanley Cup?
Oh, there's a little kind of like basically a Stanley purse. You can put the Stanley in a little purse.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For me, the Stanley Cup means one thing.
Me too.
Hockey championship.
Yes.
But I have heard stories of people that have the old hutches, and they have them full. They have them full of Stanley Cups,
just to show them off.
Just to show up how many different ones they have and how many different colors.
I believe it.
It's the new collector's item. I will say one thing: those double wall, they're all just the same, double-walled insulated.
Right.
It's just a pocket of air that separates the liquid from outdoor and from the environment. And I'll tell you one thing they're really good for.
What's that? Oh, calibrating.
Yeah, calibrating thermometers.
Calibrating.
Yeah, for the warm water calibration
that's
point.
actually why people collect them.
I think it is. They're all trying to make thermometers.
Yeah.
I get it now.
They're calling it Stanley Cup-abration.
We're going to back a little bit. We have our beautiful sunset, some photos to share with you, and why you saw the little halo around the sun today coming right up.
All right, he made a noise over there earlier. I'm talking about Adam Caskey, and I'm guessing maybe it had something to do with the time lapse.
Yeah, you sounded excited.
Yeah, I said, oh, here comes the color. Here comes the color. We captured some of it. More so from our wonderful KSAT viewers posting on KSAT Connect. I want to start with the little halo you may have seen around the sun at certain points today. We get this, I don't want to say frequently, but fairly often. This is a 22-degree halo. It's caused by the refraction of the sunlight through the ice crystals high in the sky with those cirrus clouds. The cirrus clouds are composed of all ice, and especially depending on, the ice crystals in these clouds are hexagonal prisms. So depending on the exact orientation of those hexagonal prisms, it can really impact how vibrant. Yeah, Steve, giving that look over there to Myra.
Yeah.
Nerd alert. Nerd alert. I know that nerd alert look. And bring it on.
We need some sort of a light.
I was just going to say.
Like a punch.
Yeah. Like when you get a goal in hockey. Yeah. Woo! Sound the horn. Yeah. Anyway, okay, the hexagonal prisms, right now how they're oriented and the way the light goes in and refracts, that can add to the vibrance of them and how they look. But we often get it with that thin Hold on, more photos with the thin cirrus. And of course, our sunset. I'll step off so you can just notice and take in these beautiful shots. Far southwest Bexar County, Rio Medina showing up tonight. Oh, that's what I love when you get that really low angle sun. The sun's just below the horizon, but you're still getting the long wave radiation. Yes, the different color spectrum. That's why you see the oranges and reds there on the screen. And here you go, St. Hedwig with CPS Energy power plant there off in the distance. So beautiful evening that we had, and I do have a little bit of a time lapse. It's not the most spectacular, but we got a little bit of good pink and reddish, orangish color there. It's a nice sunset nonetheless. Here are the cirrus clouds coming in from the west, and they're usually around 30,000 feet high in the sky. That's why they're composed of all ice crystals. And you can also get those halos around the moon. When you have moonlight, like a full moon, you'll see that halo around the moon sometimes with these cirrus clouds rolling overhead. This is just the beginning of a fairly cloudy weather pattern that's coming our way. And the cloudy weather pattern is part of this precipitation and this active weather pattern you see over the western U.S. from basically the Front Range of the Rockies westward. And you've heard all the stories about the flash flooding in Los Angeles area, parts of Southern California, and just a ton of moisture coming on shore with the atmospheric river. Continuous supply of rain is basically what it is, just constantly raining. Well, that atmospheric river has shifted a little bit. It's weakened some. Now it's just a narrow band of moisture. But this dip in the upper level flow that's got the energy out ahead of it and pulling that Pacific moisture in is going to slide eastward a little bit, and we'll see a secondary burst of energy, and overall the flow above us is going to have a lot of little impulses embedded within it along with moisture. So fairly cloudy for several days in a row, I think, particularly Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and possibly even lingering into Sunday. Our best rain chance, though, is on Saturday at 40%. That's when some scattered activity, I think, is likely to develop. Not exactly a huge drought buster, but another little dent in the drought wouldn't hurt, right? Temps right now across the state, 50s to low 70s. 58 Lubbock, Midland 59 along with El Paso. Meanwhile, 73 in Laredo and 62 officially here in town. Tomorrow morning, mid-40s, 45 in town, little bit cooler as you get northward. Comfort, Kerrville, Bandera at 43. Brief fog to start the day tomorrow. We don't expect it to be problematic, and then we'll break out into sunshine by the afternoon. 70 degrees for the high temperature. That's 74 Pleasanton, Floresville, Santa Maria, but 67 for the high in Bernie and Bulverde. Fog and drizzle likely an issue on the Thursday morning commute, and then notice next week we cool off just a little bit.
Okay, thanks, Adam.
We'll be right back.
A man on trial for intoxication manslaughter has been found guilty. The jury came back with that verdict for Fabian Lopez after about 4 hours of deliberations. Lopez was on trial for killing 27-year-old Robert Gutierrez in a drunk driving crash in 2022. The punishment phase continues tomorrow. Lopez faces 2 to 20 years in prison.
The San Antonio police searching for the person who shot 2 men outside of a gas station. The shooting happened late last night on Blanco and West Hildebrand. Officers say someone shot the 2 men as they were driving away. No word on the victim's conditions. No arrests have been made.
Senate Republicans now threatening to block the bipartisan border bill. That legislation includes $20 billion for border security, as well as money for Israel and Ukraine. House Speaker Mike Johnson says that bill is dead on arrival in the House. A vote on the bill was originally scheduled to happen tomorrow, but now that may be blocked or delayed. And that's your 60-second recap.
All right, check out our morning temperature trend. It's going to be up and down. Now, we're likely to stay above freezing. Keep that in mind. But 45 tomorrow. Then we get into a stretch of warmer mornings well into the 50s Thursday through Sunday. Then another cold front cools us off. And next Monday, Tuesday, that tough Monday morning after Super Bowl Sunday, we're all familiar. It's going to be cool, a little chilly. You'll want the jacket Monday morning.
What do you mean, Adam?
The worst was when I worked the morning show. You had to wake up at 2:30 a.m.
Yeah,
that was the
wanted
worst
to see
Monday.
the end of the game.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah.
And your stomach's all messed up from all that yummy food.
Thanks for watching.